My name is Nicholas D'Antuono, and let me take you on a journey through time to the War of 1812 on the Past Channel.
A daring attempt on Canada, the burning of the Capitol, and the creation of the Star-Spangled Banner were all iconic events from the brutal Second War for American independence. But what led to the War of 1812? It was June 22nd, 1807, on the high seas off of Norfolk, Virginia. The USS Chesapeake was pursued in ambush by the British HMS Leopard, killing 4 Americans and wounding 17. The excuse? The British were looking for deserters of the Royal Navy. 4 sailors were captured and tried by England.
This event caused an outpour of war cries by the American people, which the British met with affirmations that impressments would continue on American vessels. Thomas Jefferson then tried to use this event as leverage on the British government in order for them to stop. But they called our bluff, which then led to Congress deciding not to go to a military war with Great Britain, then deciding to go to an economic one, leading to the embargo of 1807, our next topic.
While the Napoleonic Wars pitted the English and the French against one another, the fledgling America wanted to remain neutral. However, both English and French naval forces continuously impressed American warships into service, and also raided many American cargo ships. Therefore, Jefferson, wanting to gain European respect, enacted an embargo on all exports from the United States.
This act ultimately failed, as it hurt the American economies, especially the New England economy, much worse than those of the European counterparts. This act was officially revoked when Thomas Jefferson left office in 1809. Its successor, the Non-Intercourse Act, which was passed by James Madison, stopped all trade with both Britain and France, but was ultimately stopped due to it being hard to enforce.
Congress, eager to end impressments on American vessels, passed Macon's Bill 2 in 1810, stating that embargoes will be lifted, but in the event that one country would promise to cease all impressments on the American vessels, the U.S. would cease trade with the other. Napoleon Bonaparte, seeing the opportunity to crush the British economy, lied to the Americans, stating they would cease all impressments on the Americans.
However, James Madison, who was a skeptic of the bill from the very beginning, saw through the French lies. But upon trying to reconcile with Britain, the damage was already done, and they even threatened military action against us. Although British military forces would not be seen in the Americas until the actual war itself, they were in turn aiding an Indian resistance force who wanted to gain their own independence in a land not too far from Indiana.
Tecumseh, a Shawnee tribal leader, inspired a fever for an American Indian Confederacy in Indiana Territory. This was brought on by a religious revival for the natives, in which rejected European American ways. As time went on, Tecumseh and his brother, known as the Prophet, began teaching more militant ways and attracting more followers from the surrounding tribes.
Eventually, the tensions rose, leading to an American assault on the Indian stronghold known as Prophetstown. After the burning of Prophetstown, the Indian Confederacy looked all but squashed, but the British offered them aid in return for support in the coming war with the Americans.
For many, the final straw was the Little Belt Affair, a small incursion between the British sloop Little Belt and the American frigate, the President. This deadly pursuit was caused by British impressments in Sandy Hook Bay, New Jersey. Ultimately, a battle ensued between the American frigate and the British sloop.
The aftermath of this battle left many British sailors dead, and only one American sailor dead. But, in all, the American warhawks were going crazy in Congress. They used this event to urge the war with Britain was inevitable. It was coming and they needed to declare it soon, or they would be caught off guard by the British military. Therefore, Congress enacted the war would begin.
And America would survive.
Thank you for joining me on this journey through time to the War of 1812 and its causes on the Past Channel. However, this act ultimately failed. First, let me off. Eventually, tensions arose, and it led to a couple of battles, but ultimately an American assault on the Indian stronghold known as Prophetstown. Breakfast! The aftermath of this event left many British sailors dead, and only one American dead. Woo! Go America!
Ultimate